Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reselling Rhythms. I'm your host, Adam, with Adam's Exploits. I apologize for the few minute delay. Sometimes it takes me longer to get ready than I think it does. Had a shave, look nice and clean for you folks, so gets me to shave anyway on Wednesdays. So anyway, guys, I'm just going to give it a minute or two for people to fill in. I know someone else is going live today, and I'll give them a little plug at the end of my show. But today I am by myself. I'm trying to book some guests, and fortunately, a few people have cooperated at last minute and come in, and other guests are a little more difficult to book. So a couple things I want to talk about. I was going to talk about last week, but I was fortunate enough to have a guest. So that really helped a lot. So with Tracy coming in, that made things easier for me. And so I'm going to speak about a couple of the things that I wanted to bring your attention if you guys have missed it. Just going to say hello to a few people in the chat. I see amazing Angie. Speaking of Tracy, there's Tracy, Marie, Jennifer, Kathleen. My friend is back, the moderator. Good to see you, Kathleen. Crystal is here. Barbara's here. And who else? Anna's here. And Barbie is here. Hey, Barbie. Of course, it's Angie's birthday. Good thing you said something, Barbie. I almost forgot. I did send her a birthday message. So everyone wish amazing Angie, Treasured Vintage, a happy birthday today. I guess she's 40 and holding. She looks great for her age, though. You know, Angie's a super person. If you guys haven't subscribed to her channel, please do. Very knowledgeable about jewelry, especially Monet. And you know what Monet means? Money. So, guys, I'm just going to talk about a few things today. Say hello to a few of you, and we'll roll right into the show. Let me just have a little sip of water. Like I said, running around trying to get ready. I'm a little parched here for some reason. Okay. So what I'm going to do is discuss, like I said, a couple things, guys, that have come up in various chats. I told you guys I subscribe to a lot of reselling groups. I watch a lot of reselling channels where I feel they provide valuable information. And then for whatever reason, make you a moderator for your birthday. You got it, Angie. Let me do that for you. Let me do that for you. Add moderator. There you go, young lady. You're a moderator. So anyway, like I said, I belong to a lot of groups. I try to follow some resellers I feel that provide valuable information. And I'm going to bring that information to you today. So one thing I want to bring up was some information about PayPal. I had discussed in another chat about being professional, whether it be e-commerce or whatever. I've told you guys before that I was in sales, wholesale and retail sales, for the majority of my life. And I always try to be professional, whether it was in retail, which that was a low-paying job, but I tried always to be professional. When I was in wholesale sales, I always tried to be professional. One thing I always tried to do was be good about getting back to people with messages, texts, etc. You know, back in the day when I first started in the business, the date how old I am, we used to have pagers and used to have payphones. So you had to drive up in your car and you would come up to like a payphone that's mounted somewhere, and you would have to, like, you know, punch in your Bell Atlantic Mobile. Not was Bell Atlantic, it was Bell Atlantic. Punch in your little phone number and then your code and dial the number and get back to your customers. So again, guys, if you have e-commerce business, it's the same. Be professional. I know we all hate getting some messages about, can you measure this? How does this fit? Yada, yada, yada. Be professional. So I want to roll into that. I'm having trouble getting a hold of some people. It is what it is. So I wanted to roll into that, and I'm having issues with PayPal. So I was going to speak about PayPal, and I figured, well, let me do a little research. Let me call PayPal and try to get a clarification. So after my fun time, which is some of you guys I've mentioned before, that I'm dealing with the Affordable Care Act. My 2016 tax return apparently wasn't filled out properly. So I had overpaid Blue Cross and Blue Shield $1,400. $1,400 is a lot of money for anybody, especially if you're just, you know, doing reselling basically part-time to, you know, help supplement my income. And I'm on a, you know, fixed income. So anyway, long story short, I had to deal with the Affordable Care Act people today, and they made it all official. They recorded me and this, that, and the other. So I was a little annoyed about that. I said, look, you know, it's cut and dry. I mean, I made so little money because that was the year I got hurt. I told you guys before I hurt my Achilles. So I only worked like 8 months out of that year. So I was, out of work for 4 months out of the year, and I was working retail, so it didn't pay a lot to begin with. So anyway, long story short, they give me a run around about this $1,400. I faxed them in like 8 different forms, and they say, well, it shows that you didn't file the proper paperwork for the Affordable Care Act, and therefore, you may or may not get your refund. You have to refile your tax return. So that's where I'm at now. I'm going to have to hire an accountant and refile my tax return. But they're telling me like there may be a deadline I may have missed, which is ridiculous, but that's the other story. So anyway, so I wasn't in the greatest of mood. Michelle here. Thank you, Michelle. You're always here for me. I appreciate you. You know that. If I don't say it, I do appreciate you. So anyway, I said, let me call PayPal, see if I get a clarification on this. I'll give a shout out to Jay Bolarama. He does a show on Sunday evenings. Jay, very knowledgeable, spends a lot of time on his channel. It's 3 hours though. So I have a short attention span. So I try to gather as much information as I can from Jay. Sharp guy, young guy. I think Jay's barely 30, but he knows so much about so many things. Kind of reminds me of sort of like Casey. Casey has been in reselling basically his whole adult life, but Jay is very knowledgeable about collectible things and get a lot of information. So I want to give him a shout out. He did talk about the PayPal thing. I had brought it up before in some of the groups, but I didn't bring it up my channel because I had the lovely Tracy as my guest last week. So kind of pushed that back. So I decided to discuss that today, guys. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to bring a couple things up. Bear with me here. I got to do my screen share. So I'm just going to minimize my chat and let's see here. We're going to move this and we're going to pop this up and I'm going to go to here and we can do a screen share. Excuse me. Oh, good hiccups. And we're going to do, why is this not showing? Okay. Of course, I don't want to show that screen. Okay. All right. So we're going to share. Okay. And we'll go to this. And let me make sure that it does pop up. Should pop up shortly. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let me just pull up my chat so I can see if you guys have any questions while I'm discussing this. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. I had heard about this. I believe Casey mentioned it, and then I said that Jay had mentioned it. But the bottom line is, guys and gals, PayPal has determined, I guess because they took a hit from not being eBay's main payment processor, at least in the near future they will be. They're phasing in people. They issue for early enrollment. I didn't enroll early with eBay. So eventually, I think it's like another year or so, everyone's going to have to be totally enrolled with Adyen or Adyen, however you pronounce it, the Danish company. One thing that was good is PayPal is going to be part of the allowed payments. So they're going to be part of the Adyen group where you can pay through your PayPal. Because when they first rolled out, PayPal wasn't an option. So that's one of the reasons I didn't opt in early to the Adyen managed payment system. So anyway, I just want to go over this a little bit, guys. There's a few things that are very interesting. Again, they're updating their user agreement as of May 7th. Here may or may not apply to you. They said they're removing flat rate pricing, sending to friends. This is basically based for international people where you do friends and family. Send money to friends and family. And again, guys, I mentioned this before. If you're doing any kind of auction, and I think we've kind of gotten the word out, please do goods and services, bill people, send them an invoice. Don't do friends and family. You jeopardize your PayPal account by doing that. Because PayPal isn't stupid. If they see you running hundreds and thousands of dollars through your PayPal account, they're going to figure out that it's not just friends and family. So anyway, that was just an aside. I wanted to bring it up while I was talking about PayPal. But anyway, so they're also changing how they do refunds. And they're amending their PayPal account agreement. One of the things that's kind of goofy, and that's why I called PayPal, is that they decided to change if you have an account balance, which I have an account balance with PayPal. What I do is I use them to pay for my shipping. I use them to purchase things occasionally, whether it be on eBay or wherever. I use my PayPal balance. It's just easier than typing in a credit card number. So what they decided to do was require you to get a PayPal Cash card and or a PayPal Cash Plus card, whatever that means. So I tried to contact PayPal to ask them questions about that. When I went on hold this morning, it was like a 25-minute wait. Just like the government, I was on hold for 25 minutes. And then they said, use the website, and they hung up on me. It's like, really? So I talked about earlier about providing customer service and being on top of your game, whether it be e-commerce or whatever. PayPal is a humongous company, and that's what they decided to do. Put me on hold for 25 minutes and then say, use the website, and hung up on me. But anyway, I had a question about these PayPal Cash and PayPal Cash Plus cards, what they are. My understanding is you can't withdraw your money unless you have one of these. Now, again, I might be not 100% correct, so I wanted clarification. But of course, PayPal wasn't there to answer my questions. The other thing is that they are not refunding transaction fees anymore. So it used to be back in the day, say if somebody canceled an invoice or canceled an order on eBay, say you wanted to order, somebody ordered something and they said, oh, I made a mistake, or my 5-year-old got a hold of my phone or whatever, and they canceled it prior to you shipping it, you could cancel the order. And again, whenever you cancel orders, guys and gals, always put buyer requested, because if you put seller requested, you get a ding and it's a strike against your account. So always put buyer requested. So what happened is they decided, well, they wouldn't refund your 30 cents, which was not a big deal. But now they've decided that they're going to not refund your 30 cents and they will not refund your 2.9%. So if you sell something for $200 and let's just say somebody decides to cancel the order before you even ship it, you can get whacked for $6 off the bat and you don't get that money back. Now, people say you can contact them and reason with them. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's just, in my opinion, it's kind of a money grab. And again, so that's if you cancel an order and or if you send an order to a customer and they decide to send it back to you for whatever reason, if it's a legitimate return or if it's an item not as described return where you have to pay postage both ways, you can get whacked with that 2.9% plus the 30 cents. No, Michelle, apparently you cannot. You cannot do a partial refund based on PayPal. At least that's what the experts are telling me. That was another question I want to ask PayPal when I had them on the phone. Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, said you cannot do a partial refund and then take back that 2.9%. I build in a little bit of a cushion when I do my padded flat rate envelopes when I ship my jeans. It costs me $7.75. So I typically bill like $8.75 or $9. Again, because you're going to remember you're paying commission on that. So when you process something through PayPal, you're paying for shipping and you're paying for the cost of the goods. So if something is say $20, just to make it easy with shipping and the cost of goods, like we're just offering free shipping, quote unquote, you're gonna get whacked with that 2.9% and the 30 cents on that transaction. So if you refund it, whether it be for a return or cancellation, you do not get that. You could try, Michelle. I would call eBay about that. But I don't think. I mean, you can build it into your costs, which I would recommend. Like just adding, say, okay, I want to sell this for $18. I'm going to round it up to $20. That would be my quote unquote handling fee. I'm 99% sure you cannot add that into your cost. I mean, you can hide it in your cost, but you can't have like a handling fee as part of your refund. You can't say, well, I'm charging you, a 10% restocking fee. So anyway, so that's what they're doing. And again, so I'm trying to get information on that. I reached out to them. They did not answer my call. They put me on hold and hung up on me. So I want to get information about this PayPal Cash and the PayPal Cash Plus card. I looked in, they said, if you verify your information on the website, they will automatically enroll you in the PayPal Cash Plus. Well, when I tried to do that, I had some questions about that. They wanted me to send a photo ID. So I figured I would just scan my driver's license, send that as an attachment. They wanted mailing address verified to the mailing address that I use for PayPal. So that's not hard. I could send a water bill or something, or a gas bill. And they also wanted a social security number, or they had another ID information. I had no idea what that was. I don't know if that was some kind of a business account acronym. I don't know. So when they asked them about that, I wanted to pass it along to you gals and ladies, gals and guys, I should say, but they weren't available to call. So anyway, so that's just the gist of it. Again, that's 90% of what they're doing. And I want to talk to you about this before. And I believe I had mentioned to this in Tanya's chat to Angie. I had mentioned to her, what my chat, guys, so I don't miss your questions. Etsy has a supposedly like a 12-hour per day. They say 24 hours per day, but yeah, that's a little different though. That's a PayPal debit or credit card. This is just something you're going to have some kind of card just to be able to use your balance, which I'm kind of confused by. You're half blind. You just got back from the doctor. Yeah, well, I have to go to the eye doctor too. Newfound past thrifts and flips. Somebody was talking about. I was on somebody else's channel, and they were talking about sunglasses. So I don't use prescription sunglasses. I just put them over because I'm basically I just need glasses for reading, but so I don't get prescription sunglasses. But anyway, add it on to the cost of your item. You have to do that on Posh. Yeah, Kathleen, that's what you have to do. You basically have to just incorporate it. It's like I said, it's like if you're doing free shipping. There is no free shipping. You basically just build your free shipping into the cost of your item. Like I said, if you want to sell something for $20 plus shipping, but you want to offer free shipping, and let's just round it up and just say your shipping is $5 as first class. So you would say, okay, I'm selling that item for $25. That's what you have to do. What we're saying, Debs, I can use my balance too. They sent a message to say I could use my money. Yeah, maybe because you already have that credit card, Debs. Hey, Valerie. Yeah, maybe because you already have that credit card. I don't have a PayPal credit card. I'm going to have to get that, the cash card or the cash plus card. But again, I guess I'll have to figure out when there are hours. Maybe they have like Pacific Coast time hours, and maybe I can call early in the morning or something to try to get a hold of somebody. But anyway, getting back to Etsy, this article says it's 24-hour customer support on the phone. It's not 24 hours. They kind of clarify it down here. They say, here's the phone number. And again, I linked this article, and I linked the PayPal article in the description of my video. So guys and gals, if you want to look at that later, you can look at it to review this. But this is the Etsy, and it has the phone number for the United States. This is the number here that you call. And I think it says down here, let's see. I think it says update. Etsy has limited phone support for a number of years. Let's see here. Now you give them a call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it is what it is. I guess maybe you get support overseas. But anyway, so it is good that they have this. I mean, a lot of times you guys look for, buried numbers. Like I said, I had a problem trying to get that PayPal number, and it was buried in their, and then they hung up on me. So again, I linked this in the description of the video, and I linked also the PayPal information in the description of my video. So let me get out of the screen share, guys. And I just want to show you a few of the, see if there's any questions, and I'll get back and show you guys some of my auction wins. Stop screen sharing, and here I am. I'll just pull up my chat. Okay. Yeah, I try to use my credit cards, Valerie. I used to have an American Express, and then when I went to retail, I wasn't really making that much money. I said, well, I can't be using American Express because I didn't want to use that to finance. So then I ended up getting a cash back through Caesars Entertainment. They sent me a thing because I gambled a little bit, and I've been to Vegas a few times. So they sent me a credit card through them. It's basically just 1% back. But what they do is that whatever I charge on that credit card, I get rewards credits. So, if I charge $1,000, I get $10 back in rewards credits. So right now I have a little over $400 on that credit card in rewards. So when I go to Las Vegas for eBay Open, I can use that. Last year I used that for Hell's Kitchen. Invited a couple of my friends that were helping me with my e-commerce business. Were very kind, and I invited them to dinner. In fact, Beth, I know Beth has been busy, but Beth, Ten of Hearts, she was friends with my friends, and then Beth came along and she even vlogged. It was kind of cool. She was in the back of the car and she was kind of vlogging the whole thing. I did some pictures. In fact, if you look at my Instagram, which I had told you guys I think we're active on that, but you'll see a picture of the last year's winner of Hell's Kitchen. I believe her name is Michelle, like you, Michelle. You'll see a picture. I took pictures of the food I was eating. I got, what was it? Not the shepherd's pie. I'll think of it, but it's basically it's like a pastry puff over top of a filet mignon. So that's what my dinner was. So and then I had a seafood tower, which was really cool. And then I took like maybe a quarter of the seafood tower and I shared that with the rest of the table. Beef Wellington. Thank you. Yeah, Michelle, right. It's beef Wellington. Yep. It hit me just as you were posting it. It's beef Wellington, but it was delicious. So I'm going to try and invite a couple people probably with me, maybe see a show. Also, if you guys, I mentioned before, if you are going to eBay Open, you make sure that you get your MGM rewards card. Then you can earn, like I play My Vegas, which is a casino game online. When you purchase coins or whatever, you build up loyalty points and you can use that for rewards. Last year when I went, I used that for a buffet at the Aria and I was terribly disappointed. I had to go through the rigmarole of getting the receipt, basically the reward at the Players Club. Then I went up to the line, or there must have been like 100 people in line. So then there was a line for Players Club members. I said, okay, well, I can go to the Players Club line. So I'm standing in line for like 10, 15 minutes, and the hostess says something to me. She goes, can I help you? I said, yeah, I've earned a free buffet. And she goes, well, let me see your player's card. So I show her my player's card. And I'm like a gold, which is like the bottom level. She goes, well, you can't be in this line. I said, what do you mean I can't be in this line? I got a comp. She goes, no, you have to get in that other line. So long story short, I stood in line for like another 45 minutes. So I was really aggravated. I made, chatted with another couple that was there. And then I was talking to the guy, and then he goes, I think I said to him, do you mind if I join you? I said, because it would be nice just to sit down and just to relax and talk to somebody about, Las Vegas or whatever. He said, oh yeah, no problem. So he got to the very front of the line. He goes, look, Adam, I'm really sorry, but my wife is not happy about you sitting with us because technically this is like our anniversary week or something. She doesn't want you. I said, oh, that's no problem. So anyway, hey, Craig. So I sat by myself. So anyway, I was kind of disappointed. The food was just So, and then I also had free tickets to Cirque du Soleil's the Beatles show, which is called Love, which was excellent. And I had super seats. They have it was like a Pentagon stage. They had all these like little extended stages coming out, and I was like 10 foot from the one side stage and maybe like 25 feet from the main stage. And the show was super. So again, I'm going to try to get that free ticket again and go use that. So we're going to try to use that. So again, so if you guys don't have the player's card, you're going to Las Vegas. Last year, I had offers because when I was working retail, I told you guys I was in the wine and liquor industry. I was working retail. I was in the wine section of our store, discount liquor store. So the vendors want you to come to their trade show and to try the various wines and promote their wines. So when I was there, I played a little bit of video poker and slots. So I built up enough credits that the Brigada Atlantic City gave me an offer, which was a pretty good offer. So I'm going to get a little bit of water, guys. So I said, let me try to use that offer in Las Vegas. So that's what I did. So the room was like $50 a night, but then he whacked you with a $47 per day service charge. They call it a resort fee, which is crazy, and that's kind of like non-refundable. The only way you can do that is like play a lot, put a lot of money through the machines, basically lose a lot of money, and then they might refund you your resort fee, but otherwise they don't. So anyway, excuse me. So I saved like $300 in the room. This year, because I didn't play in Atlantic City, I got a really tiny offer, and they said if you're a Players Card member, you get 20% off the preferred room rate. But again, you don't get 20% off on the resort fee. So I'm saving like maybe $100 or $150 total. I'm staying on a Friday night, which is I think is like over $200 with the resort fee. But I figured I'll get there Sunday, like mid to late afternoon. Just relax, get something to eat, hang out. And then Monday, they're usually there. eBay is usually there to pre-register you. So I'll pre-register for the show, which starts on Tuesday. I'll pre-register. And then when I pre-register, that'll help me so I don't have to wait in line on Tuesday. And then I can kind of do something basically on Monday. I can relax or, go sightseeing, whatever. And then it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Thursday night is the closing party. They have a live band. Typically they have it at the Brooklyn Bowl, which is like mid-strip now. They developed that whole area there. So it was fun. I mean, I don't drink anymore, but it was an open bar and they had like, finger foods and whatnot. And they had the live band. So if you guys actually want to even see that, I have a little video on my earliest videos. I have a little video of the Boombox Heroes, which is the group that was playing. So that was that about the Las Vegas eBay Open. What I wanted to show you guys, again, I told you I was going to show you a few of my auction wins. So let me show you real quick. This was from Vicky Porter, and I don't know how well this is going to show up, guys. Excuse me, I have a little piece of white cardboard here. This may or may not help. Let me see. Let me see if this is going to help or not. So I just want to show you. These are smaller earrings. They're pierced earrings, which was nice. Like it kind of got beat up, guys. That's another thing you got to be careful. And this was like a little bubble wrap. I don't want to show our address, but it was a little bubble wrap, and it was in a cardboard box. But I don't know if you can see. This box got kind of beat up. The UPS or the USPS, they don't really take care of stuff. So, again, granted, this was only a $25 item, but be careful when you're shipping things because they do get beaten up. So, so Vicky gave me a little business card. I don't want to show you her business card. That's the back of it. But then she gave me a nice little thank you card with a ladybug on it. That's part of her theme. It says, thank you for your purchasing this. I hope you make money, whatever, and reselling it. So I'm gonna try to show you guys a little bit of it, which was nice that she actually put in descriptions, which was kind of cool. Because I buy stuff and it's like, oh, okay, I can make money on that, and I get it. It's like, how do I describe that? So she put in here 925 sterling silver with 14 karat yellow gold, Burmese blue jade. Okay, and she said the manufacturer suggested price is $59.99. Okay, so I have blue jade and then I have the pink jade. 925 sterling silver with 14 karat yellow gold, Burmese pink jade. Again, manufacturer suggested price $59.99. So I thought that was kind of cool that she kind of like helped me. Said, like, well, this would retail for this typically. I don't know if that's the used price or the new price. But anyway, that helps me with my research. I'm going to try to show you guys. I don't know how well this is going to show up. But these are the pink jade. Burmese pink jade. I don't know if you guys can have my big fingers here. Again, these are pierced earrings. Doesn't really do it justice, but they're pink jade. And they're on gold. And then this is the blue jade. Again, they're the same size. And these are the blue jades. That's showing up a little better. So they're the blue jades. So that was nice that Vicky put the information about the pricing in with the information. So that was kind of cool. So we'll get those listed up on probably on eBay, and I'll try to get involved with Poshmark and try to cross post to see if I can figure out how to do that. So, and then the other thing I won, and I'll probably put the link in later, guys. Again, I was just trying to deal with the Affordable Care Act and everything. I was a little crazy this morning. I'll put the link in. I'm sure 99% of you know about Mothership Products Auction on Saturday evenings. Dwayne, he has a Facebook group. Again, some neat stuff. So I wanted to show you guys what I won, and this was from April, who's been on my show. April Bougie Bear Vintage has been on my show. I'm going to show you what I got. I think it's like 13. Excuse me, a little bit of water here because I'm getting a little dry. For some reason, my allergies drive me crazy today. So I want to show you guys what I won. There's like 13 LPs. So a while ago, when I was interested in trying to get involved in liquidation, I was seeing a lot of lots were coming through with LPs, new LPs. And I had gotten rid of my, my stereo system back in the day. So, I mean, everything now is pretty much digital. So what I did was, I'm a member of Sam's Club. So they had a record player like on sale for like $50. Hi, Mama. Thanks for joining us. So anyway, so I got like 13 albums. I figure I'll play like, 6 or 7 ones that I like. There's some vintage stuff like 80s music and like the stuff that I'm not really interested in. I'll just play it. And then I'll get it, grade it, so to speak. I have a friend of mine, Jamie Pace, that's a member of the Casey's group, his big group, and his VIP group. And Jamie is also a mod on my channel. But anyway, he sells a ton of LP and like books and things. So he'll be able to help me with the proper, excuse me, the proper shipping materials. So let me just grab this, guys. It's really heavy. Let me show you what I got. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Stevie Wonder songbook. Guess you guys can kind of see that. Side A, I Wish, You Haven't Done Nothing. Superstition. Sunshine of My Life. Isn't She Lovely? These are all big hits for Stevie. Living for the City, Higher Ground, Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours. And My Cherie Amour. So neat album. Right, Michelle, it's a classic. Really neat. I'm very happy to get this. More than likely I'm going to keep this. So this is a neat one. So let me show you guys the other ones. Okay, this one has a little bit of the damage to it, so I would have to disclose that. I don't know how well you can see that. A little bit. You really can't see that. But there's some like damage along here, like just, I guess, because it's older. But this is Disney Family Reunion. Printed in California. It has the Roman numeral number, and I'm not very good with Roman numeral numbers, but this was put out by Kraft. But it has all the neat things. It has Hi Ho, Hi Diddle Dee, Oodie Lolly, I'm Late, the Unbirthday Song, Whistle While You Work, You Can Fly, He's a Tramp, Lady and the Tramp, When You Wish Upon a Star. So some kind of neat stuff. So again, I'm sure there's value for this somewhere. Again, I'll have to get a price on this, and I'll have to list this on eBay. All right, so that was number 2. Hey, Misha, thanks for joining us. All right, there's a lot of albums in here, guys and gals. All right, this is a little bit of little wear and tear on it too. Peter, Paul, and Mary. Album 1700. So that's cool too. Peter, Paul, and Mary. That's vintage. I wonder if they do this in Roman numerals too. I don't see the date on it. I'm sure the date's on here somewhere. I don't know a lot of Peter, Paul, and Mary songs, but I know that it's classic music. So Peter, Paul, and Mary. And again, I won this on the MSP auction from April Bougie Bear Vintage. Oh, Jim Croce. Jim Croce and Bobby Vinton were 2 of my mother's favorite artists. Bobby Vinton, my mother was Polish. I mean, she was born here, but she's 100% Polish. Her mother and father were Polish, so therefore I'm half Polish. But Jim Croce, she liked Jim Croce. I like Jim Croce. Bad Bad, Leroy Brown. What else is on here? Old Man River. Sun Come Up. A lot of neat songs. Which Way Are You Going? But anyway, Jim Croce. And again, this is beat up a little bit. And what I was told, it has a little like punch. Like, you remember like the little punch, the hole punches? So there's a little hole punch here through the album cover. So apparently, what they did was they gave these albums to radio stations basically to play, like the promoters would give them to play. So I guess they would put the punch holes through this so they would know that they were technically not for sale. So, but anyway, this is Jim Croce. Leonard Skinner. I wasn't a big Leonard Skinner, but you know, Southern rock. So I'll definitely have to listen to that. For you Leonard Skinner fans. Okay, this was actually bought in Georgia, West Point, Georgia. Cheating Woman, Whiskey Rock and Roll, Railroad Song, I Am Losing, Made in the Shade. But anyway, Leonard Skinner for you Southern rock fans. So I'll probably listen to that, and then I'll probably end up selling that. But it's interesting. Shields and Croft. Now this one is really, you probably can't see it. But I guess you can see a little bit. This album cover is really beat up. But anyway, I would have to disclose that on the back too. It's kind of beat up too. But Shields and Croft, neat group. There's like another 10 of them in here. Let's see. Natalie Cole. Again, cover's kind of beat up, but I guess I would just have to disclose that when I'm selling it. Natalie Cole is an excellent artist. Boy George. Culture Club. This is cool. This is really neat. I would love to listen to this. Culture Club. Let's see. Karma Chameleon. It's a Miracle. Black Money. Changing Every Day. That's the Way. I'm only trying to help you. Church of the Poison Mind. Miss Me Blind. Mr. Man. Stormkeeper and Victims. This is really neat. This is a 1983 album. That's really cool. This is back in my wheelhouse. This has a little inscription on it or something. I guess somebody gave this as a gift that I wrote on it. Amy Grant. So Amy Grant was back from that era too. 1985. Amy Grant had a couple. She was kind of like kind of religious pop singer, but she crossed over like to the mainstream pop. So she had some neat songs. Let's see. All right, this is the original master recording again. I don't know if this was something for radio stations or not. Oh yeah, it was, because it has a little punch hole in it. Emmylou Harris. Again, country western. I call it country western. Call it country now. Back in the day, I used to call it country western. So I'll probably end up selling that because I'm not a big country fan, but I'll listen to it. Alabama. Another good Southern rock group. This is a neat one too. This was 1983. Emmylou was awesome, Michelle. Okay. Maybe I'll figure out how to wrap these properly, Michelle. I'll send that as a gift to you for being my moderator. You're always there when I need you. Three Dog Night. Kind of cool. I don't really know Three Dog Night songs. 1969, in front of the audience, over 18,000, September 12th, 1969 in Los Angeles. Three Dog Night was captured live at the Forum. That's kind of cool. Hey, John, thanks for joining us. John, I'm showing the albums I wanted. Dwayne's Auction, Mothership Products from April Bougie Bear Vintage. There's like 15 albums. So that's kind of cool. This was from, this is 1969 was a concert. I guess this one, the album was probably from like 1970. So John, I got you sell a lot of media. I can reach out to you, John. You can give me some information as far as how to research them and how to ship them. The honey drippers. I used to know who this was. I'm gonna have to find out who's in. I forget who's in this group. I think it was somebody famous that was the lead singer in this. I'll have to look. 1984. What if it says on the album? I'm having a brain freeze here. I know it was somebody famous was in this group. Robert Plant. Michelle, you should be on like one of the trivia shows or something. You should be on like Jeopardy or something. You know all that stuff. Whatever you do, Stephen Steph's trivia, you're always like the number one answer. Robert Plant, right? I like Robert Plant. Yeah, guys, if you have any other trivia questions, ask Michelle. She knows everything. Of course, now doesn't want to get back in the album. Get in there. Okay, there must be 15 or 20 albums here. The Commodores. I know it was in the Commodores. That was Lionel Richie. I do remember. You're not that good. I'm just old. Well, I'm old and I'm not nearly as good as you with trivia, Michelle. There you go. There's the Commodores. Kind of cool. Yeah, Angie knows these songs, but you were a fan of the Commodores. Hi, Angie. This will be neat. I would definitely want to listen to this. I really enjoy listening to that. I mean, to me, I forget what I paid. I think it was like, I don't know, $25, $35, something like that. So what'd you say, Angie? Finally, this is more my current style Commodores. Okay. Herb Alpert, a Tijuana Brass. Wow. That is neat. When is this from? I don't see a date, but I'm sure there's a date on it somewhere. I remember Herb Alpert. I think he was like from like the 60s and early 70s. Wow. Some neat stuff, guys. Really neat stuff. 60s, that's what I thought, Michelle. Yeah, 60s and maybe early 70s. It could be fun. I can just like my friend Jamie does that. He puts the albums on and he puts them like when he's doing his listing. So what he'll do is he'll play them and he'll like he'll grade them from listening to them, make sure there's no skips or anything. And then he kind of like dual purpose. He kind of like he plays the records and he grades them as he's listing stuff. Rod Stewart. Wow, that looks very 70s. Hi, Kim. That's kind of cool. 3-time loser. All right for an hour. On the name of rock and roll. Drift away. Stone cold sober. I don't want to talk about it. It's not the spotlight. This old heart of mine. Still love you. And sailing. Wow, this is really cool. 1975, guys. Pretty cool. Do you think? No, I don't see it. Do you think I'm sexy on this one? I guess that was a different album, Kathleen. I don't see. Do you think I'm sexy? This was 75. And the final album. I don't know who Earl Klugh is, but I guess I'll figure it out. Has Dave Matthews on it, so I guess he was a popular musician back in the day. I'll have to research that. But Earl Klugh. This is what this was, Michelle, or from the Rod Stewart? I don't know who Earl Klugh is. Well, yeah, Kathleen, you're a little bit older than me. We won't date each other though, as far as the graduation dates. So that was it, guys. That was a lot of albums. Michelle was a R&B crooner. Okay, cool. So I figured I would share that with you guys. So I was kind of excited to get that. And I was excited. What I'm going to do is I'll break in my $50 record player. I don't know how good it's going to sound, but that'll be kind of cool. I mean, I would love to listen like to the Commodores and Rod Stewart. You better not, Adam. Better not what? Say when I graduated? Well, I graduated in the 70s, so not too far from you, Kathleen. So you just found some old albums. I gave them to my 2 grandsons, 7 and 12. They love them. Cool, Kim. That's neat. So guys, that was the gist of it. Again, and I will put, like I said, I was running a little late on time, so I would put Dwayne's Facebook group and also his YouTube channel. So if any, I'm sure most of you have been to his auctions on Saturday evenings. I'm one of the moderators on Saturday evenings, but some really neat stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I like. And I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not really knowledgeable about jewelry. Hey, bunch of carrots. Thanks for joining us. So I'm not really that knowledgeable about jewelry. I told you guys I'm trying to get into hard goods, but again, I'll play these albums and I'll try to figure out how to grade them. I'll probably reach out to John. I know I'm going to reach out to my friend Jamie Pace, and he can help me with it. So that's kind of cool. I'm really excited about that. So again, guys, I'll the link to the PayPal article PayPal from their website is in the description below. And then I also put the Etsy information. So if you guys are ever thinking, oh, I forget where the phone number is, if you can remember that I have it in that description of that video, you guys can maybe save it to your favorites or something. I mean, that's what I do. I save a lot of these things. I have a reselling tab on my computer, and I'll link all these different things and I'll put them up in my reselling tab so I have them for later. Because you know, you see something, oh, that's really useful, or I could use that, or that'll be helpful with reselling, and I just bookmark them. So that's something you guys can do if you want to just bookmark that as one of your favorites, and for the reason, or just take that information and put it in your memos, or put it in a Word doc, or put it in a Google Doc, so you have that information. So that would be helpful, because sometimes they nest these phone numbers are ridiculous. I told you I was having trouble getting the number from PayPal. They want to put me through all this rigmarole, and then I finally went on hold for 20 some minutes, and then they basically say go to the website, and they hang up on me. It is what it is. Kathleen, Michelle, did I miss anything? Anybody had any questions or anything I may have missed? I know you guys were chit-chatting, which why I'm here. I like to have a place where you guys can feel a drama-free zone. You guys can kind of hang out and hopefully learn something and hang out with your friends. Did I miss anything, ladies? I don't think I did. I tried to have the chat up while I was doing that. Kathleen and Michelle, did I miss anything? No, all clear. You're the best, Michelle. Thank you. And thank you, Kathleen. It's good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. So you don't think so? Great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm trying to bump up my subscribers. So I'm assuming you guys are all subscribed. If you can help me, and if you have other accounts, you can subscribe. If you can recommend me to your friends. Again, I'm a drama-free zone. I'm all about learning. I told you guys before, my mother and father were both school teachers. My sister's a school teacher. The only reason I didn't go to school teaching, because I won't date myself, Kathleen. But back in the day when I graduated from college, they paid teachers virtually nothing. And my father used to have to work 2 jobs. My mother would have worked 2 jobs. My father was ill growing up. So basically she, had a full-time job and half of almost a full-time job. Helping with my father, and I helped with my father. I told you guys I was shocked. They told me when I was getting ready to go to college, they said, Adam, with your father being ill, we really need you to go to school, but because we're both all about education, but we need you to go locally. So you're either going to go to Rutgers University, which is state college, which is 5 minutes away, or you're going to back in the day it was might have been Glassboro State College. Now it's Rowan College. But anyway, they bought me a brand new car. So I was shocked. It's we want to thank you for taking care of your father. I said, I was always appreciative of that. And again, they were school teachers. The only reason I become a school teacher because the pay wasn't very good. So that's why I ended up getting in sales. So I kind of feel like I have that teaching gene in me, and I like sharing with you guys. So again, guys, if you can share that information, I'd appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Comment if you will. That helps with the eBay YouTube algorithm. One thing I guess I'm sure most of you guys already know, but Todd the Flippin' Hustler is doing a 12-hour live stream. So if you guys want to show your support for Todd, who was a guest on my show a few weeks ago, he's currently doing a live stream. Todd is the Flippin' Hustler with an N, Flippin' FLIPPEN Hustler. So you just finished your teaching day? What would you teach? What do you teach? I'm sorry about your guys. I don't even remember your first name. What do you teach? What grade? Do you teach elementary school, or you teach middle school, or what? Your dad bought your '64 Volkswagen. Oh, by the way, if you get a chance, Angie, watch Rosie, well, Crystal, Rosie's Closet. She has a really neat video. She went to an auto show, and it was all Volkswagens. Really cool. Again, that's Rosie's Closet, Angie, if you want to watch that in your free time. It's really neat, some really neat Volkswagens. I planned to be a teacher and ended up in public service. Yeah, well, see, that was my mother. She used to always, my mother was always worrying about passing away. And with my father being ill, she said, 3 to 5 multi-handicapped. Okay, special needs. Okay, very, very nice. But she used to always say, well, the pay isn't that great with teaching, but I got great benefits. I have lifetime health insurance, and I have a really good pension. And if I die, you kids get 2.5 times my salary. If I had a nickel for every time my mother said that, but she was a sweetheart. But yeah, that's what she used to always say. Yeah, if I die, kids, you'll get 2.5 times my salary. But anyway, so that was interesting. So that's why I didn't become a teacher, because the pay wasn't that good. So anyway, guys, if you want to go watch and support my friend Todd, the Flippin' Hustler, in the meantime, again, I'm going to work on trying to get another guest for next week. Again, all you guys in the chat are more than welcome if you just want to come on and just come on as handling the chat, or you want to just discuss reselling, you want to talk about why you got into reselling. You're more than welcome. Pays things for teachers. Yeah. Well, it doesn't stick anymore, but the problem is they have to pay a really lot towards their health benefits, Kathleen. I think I told you I have issues with my sister, but I think my sister has got to be making close to 100,000. She has her master's degree plus 30 credits, and she has she graduated 35 years maybe in teaching, and her master's degree. So she gets paid very well. And she's in a higher paying school district. So she does very well. May I suggest Newfound Paths, Thrifts, and Flips? Okay. Sure, Michelle. Whatever you like, my friend. So that's it, guys. Again, so if you want to, you almost PhD'd for her? For who? You got your PhD, Kathleen? I was thinking about going back to get my master's degree in business, but in my MBA, but it didn't really help me for what I wanted to do. So, and then I got to the point where I was kind of old, so no one wanted to hire me anyway, if I did have an MBA. So that's the deal, guys. So again, if you want to support Todd, he's live right now. Otherwise, again, you guys know. Yeah, my sister. Yeah, well, that's another story. I don't know if I told you guys that story. I think I may have. I've told a couple of my reselling friends. Basically, that's all I have left. That was my mother and her brother. My father's side of the family weren't very close. And then my uncle passed away several years ago, my mother's brother. So it was basically just my sister and then her son. And for whatever reason, my sister has issues with me and wasn't really talking to me. So again, I can look up how much she makes. I mean, it's public information. I know she does very well. And I dated a science teacher from North Jersey for many years. And again, she had her master's plus 30, and she did extremely, extremely well. I mean, I'm talking like 10 years ago, she was making over $100,000. But when I was in college, I think school teachers were getting paid like $15,000 a year, which was, I couldn't live on that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to keep you with my jibber jabber. So again, thanks for joining me. And again, we'll be live again, more than likely at 3 p.m. next Wednesday. And if I have a guest and I need to adjust the schedule for whatever reason, I'll give you guys plenty of notice. Okay, guys, and I'll use a modified version of Prof Sales Closing. Hope everyone has a good week in selling. Keep listing, keep selling, and have a great week. And again, happy birthday again, Angie. Always good to see you in my chat. Thank you, folks. Have a great day. Bye now.